I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO, and I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on.
And I get on camera and I show everybody how batshit crazy I am. And the evidence goes on and on and on and on. And I will not stop, because just Monday I said I was taking time off to be with my family. And now it's Thursday and I am hosting a podcast clip, because in Turning Point, you can both take time off from work and work at the exact same time. And this hypocrisy can go on and on and on and on.
Shouts out to the chicks that I've had it. Ladies and gentlemen, you're in the building with Lamont Tyson. Pop up live. That's why I say you got to turn on your notifications. And in this video, we're going to go to the clapback that Candace Owens had to say about Erica Curt crazy ass. But when we start dealing with people who are crazy folks, I'm going to have to start going all in too. I'm going to start a new segment on my channel called Tinfoil Hat, ladies and gentlemen. Because us people who are progressives, we do not want the crazy to fall on us that happens with MAGA. And so in this video, I'll be wearing the tinfoil hat, because we're going to talk about Erica Curt. Then we're going to talk about Candace Owens. And we also got to talk about this damn Supreme fucking court. Let's get started.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You're in the building with the all knowing, all loving, all feeling, all seeing, all powerful. Damn all everything. Sex is hell host. That's me, Lamont Tyson. I have on my MAGA anti-tinfoil hat so that no MAGA sites can get in my head while we talk about the hypocrisy of MAGA and Republicans. Please subscribe to the channel. If you didn't know, I trade stocks each and every single day at 9:30. I go live. This is my channel, Win by Losing in Stocks. And if you ever decide that you come follow me and you like what I'm doing over there, you can get a one-on-one with me to understand how I trade my system. The clip I just played for you was Erica Curt. She went on this long tirade about she's tired. Did y'all notice how her ass was dressed like an assassin? Republican bitches love cross-playing stuff that they know they can never be. And she goes on to talk all this stuff about how her husband stood for this and her husband stood for that. And she also brought up Candace Owens. If we go by what her husband stood for, her husband was shot, assassinated. Her husband said that we should allow some things to happen to keep that amendment right, okay? Her husband also said that he wouldn't want to fly with a black person. Well, I guess his ass would have never been an astronaut and got his ass on Artemis 2, which was flown by a black person who not only got us around the moon, the furthest any humans have been, but got us back safely. This is Erica Curt and the hypocrisy of white Christian nationals. They are able to get on a camera, ladies and gentlemen, and chastise everybody who's not a white nationalist Republican about bad behavior when they forget to chastise the leader of their party, Donald Trump, the man who said he can grab them by the pussy. Women, not men. The man who, well, maybe Caitlyn Jenner, but I digress. The same man who said he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and still win. I believe he could. The same man who is an adjudicated rapist. The same man who said we should go kill a whole nother civilization, and you have the nerve to be telling somebody else that they're wrong. You're mad that Drewski did one of the best white faces I've ever seen. Now, mind you, Drewski never said Erica Curt. Drewski represented trad wives all across the world. He didn't say Erica Curt gets hit dog holler syndrome. Well, through all that, Candace Owens has clapped back. And folks, Candace Owens is a case of A dead clock is right twice a day. So with our tinfoil hats on, ladies and gentlemen, so that we stay protected against MAGA, let's see what Candace Owens had to say. Now, mind you, I don't care for Candace Owens, but her ass is witty. Let's see what she had to say about Erica Curt. It's the clap back by Candace.
Erica Curt came out today and she was channeling Janet Jackson in Rhythm Nation. I was feeling it at first. I was like, we're about to get a routine, a dance routine, and we didn't get that.
I have comedians dressing up in whiteface. I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO. And I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on.
Just an obvious lie. She wakes up to headlines and Candace Owens saying that she killed her husband. The response has just been brutal, okay? Everyone is calling her out. They're saying that the look is wrong. People are making fun of saying that she looks like she came dressed up as the assassin that was walking up the stairs, allegedly. Erica Curt out here dressing like Eminem when he got sober. I did not see that one before. That's very funny. This person, why is Erica Curt wearing something that looks eerily similar to an Imperial officer's uniform from Star Wars? It fits the theme music. It's just weird. It was weird and it was awkward. Andrew Colvett is going to present an out of context text message, which looks like it got passed around at Turning Point USA. He presented a screenshot of a text message joke. A joke definitively sent by me. And I will say right now, Andrew Colvett, you have my full permission to release the entire conversation because how dare you remove this joke from its context, okay? I was being asked what questions I planned to ask Erica when we met up at the end of December. So you recall at this time, this was during the week where Erica was going viral for her interview with Barry Weiss for a number of very funny reasons. And they were pushing real hard in the press to assert that asking Erica any questions was despicable, off record, and it equated to accusing her of murdering her own husband. Okay, so I sent this as a joke, an obvious joke, which they know is a joke because when I met up with Erica, I never asked this question and I was being funny. And I still think it's funny, actually. I said this, I'm asking everything. First question, why did you murder your husband? Cry emoji. And again, the context of this was us making fun of Barry Weiss and Ben Shapiro and the syndicate of people that had come out and said that asking any questions about Erica Curt at all was akin to just saying exactly that you murdered your own husband. This was never released to the public. It's a private conversation. So to pretend that that is what Erica was responding to today, how disingenuous can you be, Andrew? Again, I will assert publicly, you have my full permission.
Well, again, this is all about hypocrisy for me, ladies and gentlemen. So number one, did y'all see the way they came after Jimmy Kimmel for telling the joke? If someone, and Candace Owens is clearly telling you she's joking. Now, she's joking about something that we see Republicans would get on their soapbox, get on their religious pulpits and have just a damn meltdown about. But she said she was joking about the killing the husband thing. And I believe her. She pulled up receipts. Now, I will give Candace Owens credit for that. When she's not going crazy about France's wife and shit like that, she keeps receipts. I'll give her credit for that. But if Democrats would have done the same thing, they would be akin to we're putting up death cults. We're trying to kill people. We're trying to do that type of thing. And I knew that this was some dramatic bull jive with Erica Curt. When she came out, she's supposed to be taking a leave of absence, but her ass is working. It goes against everything that she tells these young men and young women to do when they go on campuses, telling the young women to find them a hot husband and a rich husband and not work, take care of the babies and shit. No women's empowerment there other than empower women to lay on their ass, spit out babies, and cook and clean. We'll have to do that regardless, so you might as well be able to take care of yourself while doing all that shit so that you're not the prisoner of a man or a woman or whoever you date. But it bothers me that for years, Black people have tried to point out the hypocrisy amongst white folks, and y'all basically would tell us we're crazy. Y'all gaslighted us. If you go listen to that full video Erica did and the BS she's spewing and how she laces it in the name of Jesus, that is all the stuff white people have been doing for years. It hasn't changed. It's just now more people have seen that it's bullshit. More people realize that it's not real. but you still have that select few people who live in the religious bubble and don't want to come out of it because they fear what life is really all about. They fear that things are made unfair because 90% of the things that are unfair are made unfair by human beings, and they don't like it. So post your comments and let me know what you think about crazy ass Erica and the saga going on between her and Candace Owens. Now, here's the thing that hurt my feelings the most yesterday. The Supreme Court and all their dumb wisdom have decided to roll back voting rights to a small degree. Take a listen to this.
This morning, the Supreme Court destroyed the last remaining pillar of the Voting Rights Act. The landmark civil rights legislation passed in 1965 to put an end to the Jim Crow era and numerous practices used in the South to racially discriminate against non-white voters. Of course, the act didn't really put an end to anything, just greatly hampered it for a while, and the then Democrats and now Republicans have been working ever since to reverse its effects so they can go back to legally disenfranchising people of color, and worse. Today, 6 out of the 9 Supreme Court justices, including Clarence Thomas, an African American himself, ruled to undo decades of civil rights work and give the South their wish. This isn't the first time the Supreme Court has ruled against the act. That began in earnest in 2013 when the Supreme Court invalidated Section 4B of the VRA, which required states with a history of voter discrimination to get pre-approval from the federal government before making voting changes. Or perhaps it began indirectly in 2010 when the court ruled in favor of Citizens United to allow corporate money into politics. But until today, the most important part of the VRA has held. Section 2, which prohibits any voting practices that would result in the discrimination of any protected class, with result in being the key words here. Section 2 therefore allows the challenge of any number of dubious voting practices, the most relevant of which today is racially gerrymandered voting maps, because it didn't previously matter what the intent of the practice was, only the result. If a
Okay. I can't listen no more to this guy because the subject matter frustrates me and he has no energy in the conversation. So basically, folks, let me just pull up here your Supreme Court, these fuckers right here. Now, one of these people, I would love to know if you can guess. I cannot. I hate them all except for 3, of course, the Democrats. But one of these Republicans I hate with a passion. This particular person replaced Thurgood Marshall. And if you are someone who understands politics and policies, let me know which one that I'm talking about. But the majority opinion, what they did, ladies and gentlemen, why it matters, they just basically made it harder to challenge unfair districts. They made it harder to do that. They weakened the Voting Act's right. A key part, which he said was Section 2, the court has made it more difficult to win those cases. All right. Less federal oversight, which is what the South has been wanting since they lost the Civil War. Because when you have federal oversight, the majority of the people tend to want things fair. But only a little sliver of this fucking country want to keep things upright for the white guys, and that's the South and the flyover country. So they got rid of that. More strict voting laws, meaning now voter ID, reducing early voting, polling places closures. Now, let me pull this down. I thought that all these freedom-loving people that I just got finished saying to y'all are fucking hypocrites. I thought that they go out and sing, I'm proud to be an American. You see their wives falling out and shit, crying like they're so enthralled in the damn song, and they love the way the country's set up. Why would you be doing anything to repeal voting? Shouldn't you be expanding it? Because that is the part that has made this country great, or at least one of the bloodlines that made the country great. But like I said, it's always been a ruse. They want to give you symbolic stuff while behind your back, they're doing crooked stuff. Now, let me put they punk asses back on the screen. How this could impact everyone. Less access to transportation, less ability to vote because of work constraints. And believe me, if you are with a Republican business, they're not going to let your ass go vote. And this completely messes up historical economic disparities. Big picture. The court isn't saying discrimination is okay, so make sure you know that. But this is what's changed. The legal standards to prove discrimination are higher, which is pathetic. States have more control over voting, which means that back when Trump asked for Georgia to come up with them votes, they could have just pulled votes out of their ass. Courts have less likely to intervene. Now, here's why we call this the Politics of Being Black channel and studio. How does this affect Black Americans? Historically, Black voters have been explicitly targeted by discrimination laws. Some of y'all may remember, or, you know, I guess in America nowadays, they don't put it in the history books, but they used to make people, Black people, pass poll taxes. We used to have to come up there to vote, and we used to have to be able to read words like cat, dog, mouse, shit like that. Whereas you have 6, 7, 8 white guys walk right up there, and the only word they know how to read is one, and one is not a word. It was a number. Some other things that's going to affect us. Voting Rights Act was created largely to protect us. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, that's why this thing got repealed, because you have seen how Black women have been so consistent on things of equality and making things fair. And for whatever the reason, white men have been able to peel off Black dudes, because Black dudes had a two-part thing. Number one, we was getting money. And then number two, you didn't want to be told what to do by women. So they was able to peel off some of those dumbasses. But now, more importantly, the crop of folks that have been holding up a lot of democracy in Black women, they've just reduced this shit. And if you remember, they're still trying to get something passed now that's going to make it harder for women to vote if you have your husband's last name. So people, you've got to stay informed. You've got to get out there. You've got to put your tinfoil hat on, because they do not want you informed. An informed electorate votes for what's best for all the people and not just a small 1% sliver. And right now, folks, we are dealing with that 1% sliver of billionaires fucking up everything for everybody else. And I'm tired of it. And we have to do something in these midterms. Democrats, I read this morning where California is thinking about going back because of this ruling and saying, fuck it, there's going to be no Republican House members in there. Do it. Dems, one of the reasons we're in this mess in the first place is because when y'all had power, you didn't wield it. And what do I mean when I say wielding the power? Do I mean you go out here and do the stuff Trump is doing by hurting people? No. You wield the power to ensure that you're helping more people, not hurting them, not sitting them back, not doing stuff where you've got these gerrymandered states that are getting ready to just make it harder and harder for poor and middle class people to survive. And then they're dividing people based on income, the ultimate social justice that I fight for here, because social justice is income justice. And this is why we have so much income inequality in this country. So people, please be sure to share my videos, turn on notifications, because you never know when I will do a pop-up video. And that's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like it, comment, subscribe. Each and every day I am going live right here on this channel. It is called Win by Losing in Stocks. And I am on a pretty good win streak again. I've got back to my playbook and being patient in my playbook. And if you ever want to get a one-on-one with me, that's the link right there in the description. Hit me up, get on the calendar, we can do it. And let's keep on fighting for democracy, and let's keep on pushing Democrats to bend the pendulum back. We've got to do something about that Supreme Court. We've got to expand that court, pack it with Dems, then we got to lock the shit down and put term limits on it immediately. Till that next Sex is Hell video, I'm out.
Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body.